If you study philosophy, or even once in your lifetime have encountered the name Nietzsche, we will talk about and analyze the central themes of one of his works, Beyond Good and Evil. We will find out if it is interesting enough for you to read this book. The philosophical work by Friedrich Nietzsche, Beyond Good and Evil, tackles the subtleties of morality, power, and human nature. Published in 1886, this book urges readers to see beyond simple moral dichotomies and questions accepted ideas of good and evil. Nietzsche challenges the fundamentals of conventional Western philosophy with sharp criticism and thought-provoking aphorisms, presenting an unconventional reconstruction of values. The main ideas of Beyond Good and Evil will be discussed, along with an analysis of Nietzsche's purpose and narrative style and the idea's broad implications. 296 aphorisms, brief essays, and poetic interludes make up the book Beyond Good and Evil. Friedrich Nietzsche, 1844-1900, was a German philosopher whose work had a profound influence on modern thought. His ideas are characterized by their critical approach to traditional values and their emphasis on individualism and creativity. His writing style is notable for its aphoristic structure, which allows him to convey complex ideas succinctly and provocatively. His use of vivid imagery and metaphor often blurs the line between philosophy and literature, making his work both challenging and engaging. Nietzsche's own life experiences deeply influenced his philosophy. His early exposure to classical philology and his subsequent break from academic tradition reflects his rejection of conventional wisdom. He battles with mental illness and isolation towards the end of his life, also colors his reflections on suffering and the human condition. One of the central themes of Beyond Good and Evil is the critique of traditional morality. He argues that conventional moral values, rooted in Christian and Platonic traditions, are life-denying and suppress the individual's potential for greatness. He introduces the concepts of master morality and slave morality to illustrate the difference between the values of the powerful and the oppressed. Friedrich describes master morality as the value system of strong-willed and noble individuals. It is characterized by pride, strength, and a sense of personal excellence. In master morality, what is good is what enhances the power and greatness of the individual. It values traits like ambition, assertiveness, and independence. In contrast, slave morality emerges from the resentment of the oppressed and weaker individuals. It values humility, empathy, and compassion, traits that help the community and protect the weak. Slave morality views the virtues of master morality as evil because they threaten the stability and security of the community. Consequently, traits like humility, kindness, and patience are exalted. Friedrich contends that slave morality has come to dominate Western culture, largely due to the influence of Christianity, which he sees as promoting these values. He believes this shift has led to the suppression of human potential and creativity as it prioritizes conformity and mediocrity over individual greatness and excellence. According to him, traditional moral values are life-denying because they suppress the individual's instincts and desires. He argues that moral systems based on absolute principles restrict human potential and creativity by imposing rigid rules and expectations. This suppression leads to a kind of moral stagnation where people are unable to fully express their individuality and creativity. Another key theme in Beyond Good and Evil is the will to power, which Friedrich identifies as the fundamental driving force of human behavior. He argues that all actions, whether conscious or unconscious, are motivated by a desire to assert and enhance one's power. Unlike traditional views that see human behavior as driven by survival or rationality, Friedrich proposed that the will to power is about more than just staying alive or being logical. It is an inherent drive to achieve, dominate, and overcome obstacles. The will to power is not merely about dominating others, but also about self-mastery and self-improvement. It involves striving to overcome one's limitations and continuously pushing oneself to greater heights. Friedrich sees the will to power expressed in the principality of art and creativity. Artists and creators are driven by a desire to bring something new into the world, to leave their mark, and to transform their reality. Friedrich calls for a re-evaluation of all values, urging readers to question and redefine their beliefs. He criticizes the herd mentality that blindly follows established norms and encourages individuals to create values based on personal experience and intuition. Friedrich is critical of the way society tends to follow established norms without questioning their validity. He argues that this herd mentality leads to the perpetuation of outdated and restrictive moral systems that stifle individual creativity and potential. He suggests that what is considered good or evil is often relative and contingent upon cultural and historical. Therefore, he advocates for a more flexible and personal approach to morality. Friedrich emphasizes the importance of individualism in the re-evaluation of values. He believes that individuals should not simply accept the moral values imposed by society, but should instead develop their values based on their unique experiences and inner convictions. Authenticity is a key aspect of Nietzsche's philosophy. By creating personal values, individuals can live more authentic and fulfilling lives that are true to their nature and aspirations. Friedrich is aware of the potential for nihilism, the belief that life lacks inherent meaning when traditional values are discarded. However, he sees this as an opportunity for individuals to create one's meaning and purpose in life. The reevaluation of values is not about rejecting all values, but about affirming those that enhance life and human potential. Friedrich encourages a positive and life-affirming approach to value creation. A profound theme in Beyond Good and Evil is Nietzsche's exploration of truth. He challenges the notion of an absolute singular truth, arguing instead that truths are multiple and subjective. Friedrich famously begins the book with the metaphor, "Supposing that truth is a woman, what then?" This suggests that truth is elusive and complex, and resists being captured by rigid, dogmatic approaches. Just as a woman might elude control, so too does truth evade absolute categorization. Friedrich argues that there are many different perspectives and interpretations of reality, each offering its version of the truth. This multiplicity challenges the traditional philosophical quest for a single, unchanging truth. Friedrich critiques the dogmatic belief in absolute truths upheld by philosophers like Plato and Kant. He contends that such beliefs lead to intellectual stagnation and a lack of creativity. Instead of seeking immutable truths, Friedrich advocates for a flexible and dynamic understanding of reality. He believes that embracing the fluidity and subjectivity of truth can lead to greater intellectual and creative freedom. Friedrich suggests that what is considered truth is often a reflection of power and cultural narratives. Those in positions of power can shape and enforce their version of truth, which can become widely accepted even if it is not objectively true. One of the most influential and controversial themes in Nietzsche's Beyond Good and Evil is the concept of the Übermensch, or Overman. This idea represents Nietzsche's vision of an individual who transcends conventional morality and embodies a new set of values. The Übermensch is a figure who rises above the limitations and mediocrity of ordinary human existence. This person creates their values and lives according to their principles rather than adhering to societal norms. A key characteristic of the Übermensch is the continuous process of self-overcoming. This involves constantly challenging and surpassing one's previous achievements and limitations. The Übermensch is not a static ideal, but an ongoing process of self-improvement and self-transformation. Unlike traditional moral systems that dictate what is right and wrong, The Übermensch creates their values based on personal experience and insight. This act of value creation is seen as a form of artistic and existential expression. Übermensch embodies authenticity and individuality. By rejecting societal conventions and creating their path, they live a life that is true to their unique nature and aspirations. The concept is Nietzsche's answer to the problem of nihilism, the belief that life lacks inherent meaning. By creating their values and purpose, the Übermensch overcomes nihilism and affirms life. Nietzsche's idea of the Übermensch challenges the notion of equality that is central to many moral and political systems. He argues that not all individuals are capable of achieving the same level of greatness, and that striving for mediocrity undermines human potential. Beyond Good and Evil is a profound and challenging work that continues to provoke and inspire people. Nietzsche's critique of traditional morality, exploration of the will to power, and call for a re-evaluation of values remain relevant today. By questioning established norms and encouraging individual creativity, Friedrich offers a path to personal and cultural renewal. His work reminds us that philosophy is not just an abstract pursuit, but a vital and transformative practice that can reshape our understanding of ourselves and the world.